Yo, Shortbox Nation, this is Botter, and I'm here to tell you right now that con season starts early this year with the return of Northeast Florida's premier anime, comic book, and sci-fi event, Collective Con. That's right, Northeast Florida's largest pop culture convention returns for its 10th year on March 8th through the 10th at the Prime Osborne Center in Jacksonville, Florida. 10 years of Collective Con, they're pulling all the stops out to make sure this is a can't-miss event. And the guest list they got going, don't even get me started on the guest list. I mean, they've got A-list celebrity guests and voice actors from some of your favorite movies, anime, and video games like Elijah Wood and Sean Ashton, Ray Park, Trisha Helfer, Ross Marquand, Max Middleman, and Bo-Katan herself will be there, Katie Sackhoff. Tell me what other convention is giving you the opportunity to meet Frodo and Sam from Lord of the Rings, Darth Maul, and One Punch Man all under the same roof. Only at Collective Con. And if you're looking to get some of your favorite comics signed, or if you want to get an original sketch from some of the best comic artists in the world, well, you're in luck, because there'll be plenty of comic and creator guests there, like DC comic artist extraordinaire Clay Mann, Harvey Award-nominated illustrator John Taylor Christopher, Marvel and DC cover artist Chris Stevens, and acclaimed Star Wars author Timothy Zahn. They'll all be at Collective Con this year. And if you're looking to bring the family, or if you want to make a weekend out of it, you're in luck, because there'll be so much going on at Collective Con that weekend in the form of vendors, fan panels, video game tournaments, cosplay contests, after parties, and a bunch of fan events. You can purchase single and 3-day weekend passes now using the link in this episode's show notes, or by going to collectivecon.com to book your tickets and hotel. Buy your tickets now, and I'll see you at Collective Con, March 8th through the 10th. Now let's start the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Shortbox, Season 6, yeah.
Yo, Shortbox Nation, welcome to a special Free Comic Book Day bonus episode. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm your host, Botter Milligan, and welcome to the Shortbox Podcast. Normally, I'd be joined by my talented and sarcastic co-hosts, but they are absent this episode because instead of hearing from us this week, you'll hear from a handful of new voices and some familiar ones. I attended a mask-on Free Comic Book Day event at Gotham City Limit. That's right, one of the best comic shops here in Jacksonville, Florida, made it happen this year and hosted every comic fan's favorite annual holiday in their shop. I brought my equipment and recorded some short interviews with some of the fanboys and fangirls in attendance. You'll hear from 5 of them and the 2-person team in charge of running the Free Comic Book Day event, Patricia and the owner himself, Ben Kingsbury. And since these interviews were recorded the day after the DC Fandom event, you'll hear us talk plenty about the latest trailers that had every comic fan talking, like Chris Reeve and Robert Pattinson's Batman, Wonder Woman 1984, and of course the upcoming Suicide Squad sequel. Now, I want to give you a heads up, these interviews were recorded live and on site with masks. So you're going to hear some background noise, but it's not enough to stop you from enjoying the episode, and it'll feel like you're there with us. So before we get the show started, allow me to shamelessly encourage everyone to consider becoming a Shortbox patron. We love producing the show for you to enjoy, but we could use some help expanding and keeping the lights on here at the Shortbox studio. So we'll give you access to bonus episodes, commercial-free listening, topic voting, and merch, and so much more for as little as $2 a month. See for yourself by visiting our membership site, patreon.com/theshortbox. And if you aren't in a position to help us financially, that's fine. You'll still be able to enjoy weekly content from us, but do me a favor and tell a friend or your favorite comic book fan about this show. Word of mouth helps us grow too. Without further ado, how about we get into my first interview from the event with a gentleman by the name of Brandon. He's a new comic book fan who started collecting 2 months ago and got to experience his first Free Comic Book Day event at the time of this recording. Here it is. Enjoy. Now, Brandon, I just wanted to hit the gate running because I think the energy in here, aside from the free comics and just kind of like, you know, the general holiday vibe that is Free Comic Book Day, everyone in here has been talking about all of the trailers that have come out from DC Fandom, the DC Fandom event yesterday. And I wanted to know from you, what are you most excited for? Out of all the trailers and all the news and all the leaks and things that they were showing, what really piqued your interest?
I think it would have to be James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Ooh, nice choice. What was it about it? Well, was there anything particular based on the trailer that's got you most excited? Have you just always just kind of been looking forward to the movie?
I mean, I am a huge Suicide Squad fan. I never really read it in the comics, but I was also familiar with everything around it. When the very first Suicide Squad movie came out, it was kind of okay for, you know, its first movie, but the second movie, I can tell that James Gunn really took his time to choose the characters that will, you know, be in this movie. He didn't choose characters that a lot of people knew. I mean, longtime comic book fans might know them, but, like, introduce like villains that a lot of people wouldn't know or like. And I can tell that he's going to really bring out these characters and change the course of history on how we see, like, minor villains or villains who haven't been really important in, like, comic books or TV shows.
Well said. That's pretty good. I did enjoy that all the actors that they had in that trailer spoke really highly of James Gunn and his vision.
Yeah. James Gunn is really great. He's a really great guy. I like all the actors that he picked out, and I can tell that he took his time to make sure that every actor kind of fit the role and things like that. That was really great. The costumes, the design. I can tell that he really, really put a lot of effort into this movie, and I can't wait to see it.
Me neither. So, speaking about today, man, it's Free Comic Book Day, and I just learned that this is your first Free Comic Book Day experience. How is it so far?
It's actually pretty great to come out and see the energy, everyone coming out and get free comics. This is actually my first year of collecting comics. I've been doing it for about 2 months now, and I'm actually really enjoying it, and I'm loving the energy. It's really great.
What are some of the titles that you've been collecting so far?
I've been collecting the Batman run, Joker War. That's really great. I've been collecting the Empire run, Marvel Empire. That's really great. I'm loving it. And I just got into the Thor series. Thor is very good. I love the way that they're going with the Black Winter. Thor gets cosmic power, and if anyone is looking for a new comic book series to read, that would be one that I would suggest. It's really great.
That's a good champion. So we are right next to all of the free comic books, and I mean, there's at least 20 and another 20 over here on this table. What are you looking forward to reading the most?
I went with Spider-Man. I have always been a big Spider-Man fan, and Spider-Man has always held a close place in my heart because it's Spider-Man. Everyone loves Spider-Man, but Spider-Man kind of has value to me. He's a great character. He teaches values, friendship. I'm pretty sure we all know with great power comes great responsibility. That I live by that my entire life, and I feel like Spider-Man is a great role model to me and others. So, yeah.
Well said, Brandon. Well said. I couldn't agree more. And, Brandon, this wouldn't be the Short Box Podcast if we didn't end it with a champion season, man. So do you want to go ahead and champion something for the rest of the Short Box Nation to check out?
Be sure to check out Joker War. It is fantastic. I would recommend anyone to read that, and also the Thor run. Very good. Those are my two, and I feel like if anyone was to read those, they would surely enjoy it.
Fantastic. Brandon, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. Enjoy the rest of your Free Comic Book Day.
You too.
All right, Short Box Nation. I was really ecstatic to see such a familiar face. Well, half the face because we got masks on. But Trey Namo is here with me. Trey, dude, nice to see you, brother. How you doing?
I'm glad to see you too. I'm glad everybody's out here doing good, and especially with this whole COVID thing going on, it's awesome.
Yeah, man. It's nice to still experience Free Comic Book Day, even if there's a little bit of restrictions. It's nice to be out with similar fanboys and whatnot. Trey, you came to me, and of course, you went ahead and gave me the nerd card check. You were like, yo, did you catch DC Fandom? I was like, yo, of course. So I want to flip it back to you and ask, out of all of the trailers and the news that we saw coming out of it, what's got you most excited? What's your favorite trailer or a piece of news that we got out of DC Fandom?
Personally, for me, I mean, Wonder Woman is great and all, but that Suicide Squad trailer was pretty fire. Just seeing John Cena, and I'm not even a big wrestling fan, but seeing him be the bad guy type of Captain America, where he's pointing guns at people, and just everybody in there. You even have Michael Rooker is in there, and you even have, I think they had Pete Davidson somewhere in there too.
Yeah,
it's gonna be insane, and I'm really looking forward to that movie.
When Pete Davidson flashed, I was like, yo, the SNL dude. And then he flashed again, and I caught his name. But, yeah, that trailer just looks bonkers, man, just from the lineup alone.
Definitely. I'm definitely calling it early. Pete's going to die super quick.
Oh, he's got to. Come on. Yeah, he's the comedic relief. Trey, so it's Free Comic Book Day, of course. Is there a particular free comic book title that brought you out or that you're looking forward to reading the most?
Honestly, I was looking forward to that Spider-Man copy, but just that Ben actually was able to throw a Free Comic Book Day here at Gotham City Limits, I couldn't pass it up because I was really looking forward to it in May, but with everything going on, I'm just amazed and happy that this is happening.
Yeah. So what do you think outside, of course, of the free comic books that really brings the community together when it comes to this event?
I think it's just like an open and free space where like everybody can just be themselves and like just talk. Even like coming into a shop for the first time, if you don't really know anybody, you at least have something that you can connect on. Like, hey, you like Superman? I like Superman. High five, and then you're just off to the races.
Yeah, it is definitely the magic and the appeal of a comic shop for me. Just that kind of community aspect. Trey, what is your favorite comic book series that you're collecting right now?
Personally, I've just been trying to get a lot of key number ones so I could try to like flip up to get like a high grade Grail. But right now, like I'm on a really heavy, I know it's kind of easy to say, but really heavy Batman Beyond phase. Just because I already have some of the animated ones. I'm still looking for that number one though. But definitely Batman Beyond.
Nice. Trey, you're already familiar with the show, man, so you know we wrap it up with champion season. What do you want to champion today?
Definitely just want to champion Ben. I mean, just being able to throw this here and whatever date this is compared to how it's supposed to be in May, this is just amazing.
Well said. Trey, thank you so much, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Shortbox Nation. The next voice you're about to hear, I think you guys should be familiar by now because not only is he a sponsor of the show, but he's also a good friend and also the owner of one of my favorite comic shops here in Jack's Gotham City Limit. I am standing with Ben Kingsbury.
Yeah,
Ben,
what's up, my man? It's great to see you, dude.
Yeah,
what
buddy.
an awesome day.
Dude, everyone that I've talked to so far has had nothing but great words to share about the event, about you in particular. So I got to ask, man, what inspired this Mask on Free Comic Book Day party?
Well, you know, we're supposed to have our free comic book day every May, and it's our busiest day of the year. It's a national thing. All the comic book stores kind of have a Saturday, the first Saturday in May. We got canceled this year because of COVID, unfortunately. And I've been collecting this stuff throughout the summer, and really, honestly, what inspired me to do this was to take care of the people who help support the store. So we're the only place in the country throwing a free comic book day party today, and it literally is for the people at Jacksonville who help keep this place rocking and rolling every single week. So
the turnout and the energy, I mean, just me coming in this morning was just, man, you've got a lot of people showing up at 10 a.m. to partake.
Well, you know, we wanted to have a fun Sunday. I mean, the whole point of this place is to enjoy. This is all bonus stuff. So I've always said if you go in a comic store and you don't feel like you're enjoying it, you're in the wrong comic store.
I couldn't agree more. Dude, I'm looking at this, these two full tables of just free comic book titles, and I gotta ask, man, where do you start? Is there any key issues that you recommend that's got you hyped?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I would say the most, or the biggest key issue that we have is the Spider-Man free comic because it has the technical second appearance of Virus, the character. It was supposed to be his first appearance. Unfortunately, we got canceled, so they have since released Virus in the Spider-Man or in the Venom comic book itself. So you got your second appearance of Virus there. You got a brand new X-Men, and then really honestly, there's about 3 or 4 independent titles that you really need to read, stories that are coming out. So you got Robert Kirkman's Firepower. It's going to lead right into the first 2 issues that we got out here. And Robert Kirkman, the guy who did Walking Dead, Oblivion Song, Die, 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 some of the really awesome. He's a huge supporter of comic book stores. He put out that Negan's Live comic just to allow us to make a little bit of money and give back to the people. That's awesome. Horizon Zero Dawn, the video game. The comic made after that is actually an amazing story. And then you've got your Power Rangers, the Ranger Slayer, the new addition to that. But, I mean, you got literally everything. You got Tick. You got The Resistance by AWA. You got Stranger Things. You got Critical Vox. You got Zeus Squad. So the free comics don't disappoint. There's a lot of really awesome stuff. And then to boot, you know, we've got Loki Pops and Miles Morales pins and all the other goodies that the people of Jacksonville deserve. So,
Ben, you know, one of my favorite things about you is when you talk about comics, you can feel the energy and the passion that you've got. You've always got great recommendations, too. So that leads to my next question, just from a general comic book stance. What is a title that you think everyone should be adding to their pool because it's just so much fun?
They should be reading Deceased. And now they're on the second part of Deceased, the sequel, Deceased Dead Planet. Deceased Unkillables, the 3-part series that dealt with the villains from the original story. The hardcover book comes out this week. But we are into the second issue of Deceased Dead Planet by Tom Taylor, and it is easily my favorite story that DC has done since the beginning. So I would always say that. But I got to be honest with you. Everybody's heard about AT&T and DC and all of the layoffs that they have going on. But DC's never been better. Batman Joker War, and then Harley Quinn, Nightwing, Batgirl. All of a sudden now I can't keep any Batgirl comics in here, and that has never been before. Yeah. So Batman Joker War, and then this Wednesday is really the event of the summer. It's a 3-part series, Batman 3 Jokers. We've got all 5 variant covers coming into shop. We are Jacksonville's home for that comic, and I literally cannot wait to see how they tie all 3 Jokers into a cool new Batman story. So.
Good stuff. And speaking about DC and Batman, they had a big day yesterday. I think everyone in here has asked and talked about DC fandom and all the various trailers and the news we got. So I got to ask you, buddy, what are you most excited for based on all those trailers we got? What piqued your interest the most?
Well, I got to say the Batman movie. That trailer really it felt like the kind of like the Christopher Nolan dark kind of like gritty Batman. They got the Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman. I cannot wait for that. The Wonder Woman trailer looked awesome. And then, to be honest with you, the Justice League Scott Snyder cut, the 4.5 minutes, that was almost better than the original movie. All right, so I am a self-proclaimed nerd. The reason that I appreciate the compliment you give me on my passion, but I love this stuff. That's why I do it. This stuff is all bonus and extra and fun life stuff. But if you're not enjoying this, then you're in the wrong genre. But that Justice League Justice League Snyder cut, the Batman movie, the Wonder Woman movie, and then the Suicide Squad video game where they're hunting the Justice League, and it appears as if Superman is kind of brainwashed by Brainiac there at the end of that trailer. So I don't. Usually when you go online on social media and you read comments underneath big companies like DC or Marvel, you get some negativity. And man, I don't know if DC could have done better. Yesterday, everything on there was like, I cannot wait. I'm crying. This is amazing. That Batman's awesome. Everybody had their questions about Robert Pattinson, whether or not he could make himself into a Batman. And I think the way that he looked awesome. So I honestly can't wait for that stuff.
Well said. Ben, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you get back to hosting this really bomb-ass party.
Hey, man, my pleasure. You're awesome, man.
Yo, Short Rocks Nation. Okay, the next voice, once again, another familiar voice because he's been on the show at least twice here in I think this year alone. You've been on the 2 episodes. I'm talking about Brian Brumley. Brian, welcome, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me.
Brian, what brings you out to Free Comic Book Day, and is there any particular title that piques your interest out of all of the free ones that we've got to choose from?
Yeah, I'm basically out here for the X-Men. I'm loving everything coming out of Dawn of X, right? Going into X of Swords, and the cover with magic on it really made me want to come out and grab that for sure. But then I saw stuff like the Road to Ranger Slayer, the Power Rangers with Dan Mora, so I'm actually picking up quite a bit. Ben said to pick up one of everything, so I might just do that.
Hey, look, when Ben tells you to pick up more free stuff, you just got to do it, right?
That's right. That's why I'm here.
Brian, this is your first Free Comic Book Day event, right?
Yes. I think last year I was here. Halloween had some free comic books, right? There was like Halloween Fest, but I don't know if that was different than actual Free Comic Book Day of last year.
Well, it seems that more and more of these publishers and things are just trying to celebrate like certain events, so they'll release comic books that kind of coincide with events. But Free Comic Book Day, man, is just its own kind of holiday and celebration, dude.
Yeah, that's right. No, I feel the same way. I wouldn't miss it.
I want to talk about comic books in general because you were on the show maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago, and it was with Cesar. We threw a lot of recommendations at you. Have you picked up any new comic book series since being on your episode?
I have to remember what we talked about that episode, but since then I've been heavy into Empire. Everything Empire coming out, I'm eating it up and just trying to get through that because I'm looking for X of Swords coming out next. As far as like anything new, not really. Like I think when the Dan Mora Ranger Slayer came out, my interest kind of peaked in the Power Rangers. Like, oh, let me check that out. But I picked up one of the issues, and it's nice, but they're also about to reboot that. So I think as far as what am I into that's going on right now, anything new, it's mainly all Empire and everything X-Men.
What would you say is the best comic book series that you're currently pulling?
Ooh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because I'm reading a lot right now, but I love the Benjamin Percy Wolverine run that's going on right now. This is, to me, is just kind of getting back to the gritty the good stories, and it's definitely building to something. Benjamin Percy's doing a good job so far, I think, of writing it. So I'm just loving it. And then there's also a character in there that is also all over the cover, so I don't think it'd be a spoiler, but I won't say the character's name. But seeing him in it, it's amazing.
What are you going to champion today?
What am I going to champion today? I think I'm just going to champion a character, right? In X-Men, I didn't know too much about this character, just found out a lot recently. Magik. Ilyana Rasputina. Oh my God! I love this character.
I remember my first Magik crush too.
That's exactly what it is. It's a crush, man. And I went back and watched this YouTube video, which showed me like all of her origin. And I'd like to go back and read it, but at the same time, everything that she's in the Dawn of X and all of that right now, it's amazing. She's an awesome character. I'll champion Magik every day of the week.
So I guess that leads me to my last question. Are you excited for the new Mutants movie?
I am. I actually think that the actress they have playing Magik looks spot on. So I think that's what has me hyped more than anything to see it. And I got tickets for Thursday, so yeah, I'm already in there.
Fantastic. Brian, thank you so much for stopping by. Dude, enjoy the rest of your free comic book day.
Thanks, Botter. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, Shortbox Nation. Next up, I'm talking to the store rep, the woman that is helping keep this free comic book day party running and seamless. I am here with Priscilla. Priscilla, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I am doing fine. Priscilla, you have been at it. I got here around 10:20, and there was a line outside the door. You were behind the cash register, checking people out, giving them recommendations and directions. How has it been so far?
I mean, it's been amazing. It's always a great time with Free Comic Book Day. I think the reason why people love coming here, Ben is doing an amazing job with keeping in stock so many fun things, not just comic book related, but a lot of pop culture items. So even if you're not into comic books, you can come in here and enjoy things. Like, I'm a big horror movie fan. He has horror movie toys in here. And Ben is just such a character, You come in here and it feels like you're visiting an old friend all the time,
Well said. Well said. Have you had a chance to read or take a look at any of the free comic books that he is currently giving away? Is there any titles that pique your interest or that you want to recommend?
I always love reading stuff that are out in shows right now. I did notice that there's a Stranger Things comic, and I'm definitely interested in taking a look at that. There's a lot of really cool Spider-Man comics out with really great art in them. That's about it. The Power Rangers, everybody's really been into that lately. Definitely nostalgia right there with the Power Rangers.
No, well said. And I understand that you are in a very similar situation that I was a couple years ago when I started working at a shop, which was, I got to pay for this comic books in some way, so let me work at this comic shop. What do you think is the best comic book that is currently on your pull list? Yo, this is Botter. Sorry for interrupting this episode, but I'll keep it brief. I wanted to let you know about a massive sale we have going on over at the Shortbox Store on all of our merchandise and apparel. That's theshortboxstore.bigcartel.com. You can now save 20% off your entire order using the discount code YOO, Y-O-O. So if you've been waiting for the right time to finally buy that Gauntlet snapback, or if you ever wanted to buy any of the shirts you see me wear on the podcast, well, now's your chance to get them for a steal. We still have a few sizes left of everything, but they won't last long, and once they're gone, they are gone. And then I mentioned that all of our apparel is screen printed on high quality material. None of that heat transfer or direct to garment stuff. Our shirts are some of the most comfortable ones you'll ever wear, and the hats look even better in person. So wear your support for the Shortbox Nation proudly, knowing that you're going to look damn good doing it. Get to theshortboxstore.bigcartel.com as soon as you can, and don't forget to use that discount code YOO, Y-O-O, to save 20% off your entire order. All of this information can be found in this episode's show notes if you want to get there faster. Thanks for not pressing fast forward. Now back to the show.
I would say definitely Transformers with Terminator. That one, two of the biggest cult classics, Transformers and Terminator. They definitely did a great job putting those two together.
And that's another IDW title, right?
Correct.
IDW just does a fantastic job with those type of property. I mean, from Boom now for Power Rangers, but the Turtles. I think IDW at one point had GI Joe. Now they got Transformers. I think they do such a good job with those type of like cult classic just followings.
Correct. The animation in there is amazing. The pictures, everything is really, really good. The drawings. That's what really captures me with comics more than the storyline is actually the art, and I think that's the case for a lot of people as well, is the art.
Oh yeah, so it's like a prime visual storytelling medium. I mean, it plays like the biggest role in my opinion. Priscilla, I'm going to let you get back to it, but I got to ask, what do you want to champion today?
I would say, Adventure Time. It's such a classic. It's always a good time. I feel like times are very trying right now. So I think to put on something on the TV at night to kind of just relax your mind, there's nothing like Adventure Time to kind of bring you back to, life's good, life's fun,
That is a good message. You know what? I'm going to go watch some Adventure Time later tonight. Priscilla, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and let you get back to it. Happy Free Comic Book Day.
Thanks, you too.
All right, Shortbox Nation, I am joined by another Free Comic Book Day attendee here at Gotham City Limit. His name is Renee. Renee, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Renee, what brings you out to Free Comic Book Day? Is there a particular title that you came out here looking for? Are you excited to read any of the Free Comic Book Day offerings?
So I'm a big X-Men fan, so I've been actually waiting to see what this X-Men Free Comic Book Day issue was going to be about, and also the Spider-Man.
Renee, what is your favorite? What do you think is the best comic book that you're currently pulling in your pull list?
Well, right now it's Batman. I've been enjoying what they've been doing with the Batman after Tumpkin's run ended it, and also Empire. Empire's been fun to read.
Speaking about Batman, we were chatting a little bit prior to me hitting record about DC fandom. So I've got to ask, man, what out of all the trailers and news that we got, which ones piqued your interest the most? What are you most excited for?
Well, I was very excited to see a trailer for the Suicide Squad. So we got something a little bit different, but got me pumped. But the Batman, I was very surprised with the trailer and the content. Even though they said it was 25% filmed so far, but I was very surprised with what I saw. So I'm anxiously looking forward to that.
I was thinking the same thing. I wonder if that was just him being modest, because I was like, this looks like a full trailer, man.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was interesting how the director, which talked for long time, but you could see that he looks like he understands the methodology of Batman. So I think if this works out, we should see more within that universe that is being filmed on. So I'm looking forward to it.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think the director definitely sounds like he knows what he's doing. He's got a vision. I enjoy the fact that they're going for a year two, so we're not kind of getting a lot of the repeat. Yeah, you went ahead and threw your hands up. Yeah, that we're not getting a lot of like repeat origin story. Because at this point, it's like, well, how much more of this origin can I, see again?
Yeah, it's funny you said that. I was not aware that it was based on year two. So when surprisingly, I was not aware. So when he shared that yesterday, it got me psyched up because, so we're not going to go through another origin story. We're going to dive right in. Even the teaser trailer, you see when Jim Gordon looks at him. He's in there when all the cops are in the murder scene. So it's a cool spin that they're doing, where they're looking to introduce this new Batman character. So it'll be cool.
Yeah, well said. Renee, it wouldn't be the short box, of course, if we didn't do a champion season. What do you want to champion today?
You know what? I checked out with my wife recently, Immigration Nation. It was an interesting documentary on Netflix. It just shows you how things are out there right now. So it was very interesting. It's not a show. It was a mini-series, but it's real life. Other than that, I'm looking forward to The Boys on Amazon when Season 2 premieres.
Solid champions. Renee, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Free Comic Day, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Shortbox Nation. Next up on my interview train is a gentleman by the name of Chuck from Ohio that I met today. And hopefully a soon-to-be new Shortbox Nation member. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And welcome to Free Comic Book Day, man. You chose a really good day to come on out and participate. I understand that you are a vet in some ways of Free Comic Book Day. How are you enjoying Free Comic Book Day so far?
Oh, I love Free Comic Book Day, man. It's a great opportunity to come out and check out some new titles.
Speaking about titles, is there any particular comic book that has brought you out today or that you're looking forward to reading the most? I mean, we've got a selection of over, 50? It looks like 50 free comic book days.
Oh, yeah. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'm really looking forward to Invincible. I haven't read any of it, but a lot of friends have recommended it, so I'm going to definitely check it out.
Dude, you are in for a treat. I've probably read that series a few years ago in full, and it was just non-stop fun, man. So, I mean, it's cool to see that they released issue 1 as a free comic book day, but you are in for a treat, dude.
Oh, right on.
So, aside from the free comics, I mean, that's such an easy answer. I mean, it's free comics. What else is it about Free Comic Book Day that you think brings out such a strong community?
I think it's just a chance for everybody to kind of get together, and a lot of times you'll see guys come out in like costume, or girls too, I guess, come out in costume and just hang out for the day, and really patronize the comic book stores.
Well said. Chuck, what's your favorite comic book that you're collecting right now?
Right now it's Usagi Yojimbo.
Nice.
Yeah. I've always been a fan. I think he started a year before I was born, but I've been basically reading it my whole life.
Fantastic. So, Chuck, it wouldn't be the Short Box unless we did a champion season. So I'm going to ask you, buddy, what do you want to champion today?
I'm going to go with Usagi. They just started coloring them, which is pretty cool. The whole time I've been reading them, it's basically been black and white or randomly getting a colored one, but now they're colored.
What is it about that title that has compelled you or inspired you so much?
Every issue is a new adventure, basically. There's been a few runs where it's been a couple issues per adventure, but mostly it's just new adventures every time.
Fantastic. Chuck, thank you so much for stopping through, dude. Enjoy the rest of your free comic day.
Oh, right on, man. You too.
All right, Shortbox Nation, that is the end of our episode this week. Hopefully you guys had a good time and you guys enjoyed it as much as I got to enjoy it in person. I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to everyone involved with this episode that I got to meet and interview. I want to give a special shout out, of course, to Ben and Patricia over at Gotham City Limit for throwing such a fantastic event. And most importantly, I want to thank you, the listener, for sharing your most valuable commodity with us, which is your time. Thank you. It is appreciated. I want to give a round of applause to our Shortbox patrons for helping us keep the lights on here at Shortbox Studios. If you want to support us in exchange for bonus episodes, commercial-free listening, exclusive merch, and a whole lot more, check out what we have to offer for you on our membership site, patreon.com/theshortbox. With all that being said, listeners, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And as far as next week's podcast, we've got a guest joining us, and she's an editor and writer at Lion Forge Comics. It should be insightful. That'll come out next Wednesday. So in the meantime, continue to make mine and yours Shortbox. And keep it geeky.